Scarlet Dragon emblem, emblazoned on the bow of the British Royal Navy guided missile destroyer, HMS Dragon, is currently slicing through the volatile waters of the Gulf of Aden as of June 2026. This $1.3 billion powerhouse is currently plunging directly into a high-stakes asymmetric attrition trap as it establishes a defense screen for the French aircraft carrier Charles de Gaulle. The core of this maritime crisis centers on a staggering tactical paradox where the British warship must deploy premier Aster air defense missiles costing $4 million each to neutralize low-cost loitering munitions valued at $20,000 and fast-moving anti-ship ballistic missiles. Facing potential saturation strikes in the dangerous waters near the Strait of Hormuz this summer, the fixed capacity of the Type 45 destroyer leaves its mission intensely exposed. If the 48 vertical launch cells are depleted during a concentrated swarm attack, this premier vessel could become dangerously vulnerable and tactically useless on the front line. Leading global defense analysts argue that a single multi-axis assault could overwhelm the fleet defenses, leaving the multi-billion-dollar naval task force completely defenseless against incoming ballistic threats. On paper, their only tactical salvation would be the rapid integration of low-cost defensive layers, yet the immediate reality remains critical. Can the United Kingdom truly leverage this luxury fortress to shatter a high-volume ballistic threat, or has this deployment walked straight into an unsustainable trap? Before we go on, do you think modern warships can survive the reality of swarm warfare, or is the era of the billion-dollar surface fleet over? Drop your thoughts below, subscribe to the channel, and tell me where you are watching from. The operational urgency defining the deployment of HMS Dragon became painfully evident in March 2026. Following an intense drone attack on the British Royal Air Force Base at Akrotiri in Cyprus, the United Kingdom Ministry of Defense slashed the standard 6-week combat preparation window down to a mere 6 days. This desperate rush to sea underscored a profound logistical strain, forcing the Type 45 destroyer to sprint 3,500 nautical miles directly into the eastern Mediterranean before moving toward the Gulf of Aden by June. Beneath the sleek exterior of this vessel lies a critical physical limitation known as silo starvation. The primary armament of the warship relies on the Sylver A50 vertical launching system, which contains a fixed capacity of exactly 48 missile cells. In a realistic modern saturation scenario involving 20 loitering munitions, 5 cruise missiles, and 3 anti-ship ballistic missiles, HMS Dragon would be forced to exhaust nearly its entire magazine in a matter of minutes to ensure acceptable interception probabilities. Once these 48 cells are empty, replenishing the Aster missiles at sea is technically impossible, requiring the ship to abandon the front line and retreat to a specialized deep water port. Furthermore, serious technical limitations impact its ballistic missile defense capabilities. While the Samson active electronically scanned array radar can track over 1,000 targets simultaneously at ranges up to 400 kilometers, the accompanying Aster 30 missiles are strictly limited to endoatmospheric interceptions. This means the system can only engage ballistic targets during their final terminal phase within the Earth atmosphere. If an adversary launches a medium-range ballistic missile traveling on an exoatmospheric trajectory through space, the Sea Viper system remains functionally blind. This technical gap creates a dangerous vulnerability as HMS Dragon attempts to defend the French aircraft carrier from sophisticated regional threats. To counter the critical threat of magazine depletion and neutralize low-cost threats, the British Royal Navy is implementing a comprehensive three-layered defense strategy in June 2026. The outermost layer relies on the ship-embarked Wildcat HMA-2 helicopters from 815 Naval Air Squadron. Operating several miles ahead of HMS Dragon, these agile aircraft utilize Martlet lightweight multi-role missiles to destroy incoming uncrewed surface vessels and low-altitude loitering munitions before they can stress the main radar system. To resolve the unsustainable economic challenge of firing multi-million-dollar interceptors at cheap drones, the United Kingdom is accelerating a vital configuration upgrade. This modernization injects 24 additional vertical launch cells dedicated to the Sea Ceptor CAMM anti-air modular missile, also known as CAMM. Each CAMM missile costs approximately $700,000 and carries an active radar seeker to defeat saturating cruise missiles and uncrewed aerial vehicles at ranges from 1 to over 25 kilometers. By shifting the low-tier defensive burden to the affordable CAMM system, HMS Dragon can preserve its 48 primary Sylver cells exclusively for high-tier ballistic threats. For the ultimate ballistic defense mission, the fleet is integrating the advanced Aster 30 Block 1NT interceptor. This upgraded missile features a new Ka-band active radar seeker designed to track, lock onto, and shatter the steep terminal trajectory of short-range and medium-range ballistic missiles with strike ranges up to 1,500 kilometers. Independent naval defense reports indicate that the operational success of HMS Dragon in the Gulf of Aden over the next 3 to 12 months will directly reshape NATO maritime doctrine. If this integrated air and missile defense architecture successfully neutralizes regional anti-ship ballistic missiles, it will re-establish Western naval dominance and secure global shipping choke points from the Middle East to the Indo-Pacific. The tactical deployment of HMS Dragon in June 2026 ultimately forces global naval planners to confront a profound strategic dilemma. This mission exposes a critical tension between two competing naval doctrines. On one side stands the school of luxury safety, which favors heavily armored, billion-dollar premier warships like the Type 45 destroyer to provide near-perfect defense for strategic assets like the French aircraft carrier. On the opposing side is the school of practical economy, which argues that high-intensity attrition warfare renders massive surface combatants obsolete, demanding instead large numbers of cheaper modular vessels like the Type 31 frigates currently under construction at Rosyth to absorb drone swarms through sheer mass. The deployment of HMS Dragon proves that modern naval engagement has transformed from a battle over territory into a high-stakes financial and industrial calculus. The core lesson of 2026 is clear. Advanced Western technology can still achieve tactical dominance on the front line, but that dominance becomes entirely unsustainable if a multi-billion-dollar task force can be logistically exhausted by low-cost mass-produced weapons. Moving forward, the naval supremacy of the United Kingdom and its NATO allies will no longer be measured merely by the complexity of their radar systems, but by the volume and economic sustainability of their missile magazines. If you were directing naval procurement for the British Royal Navy today, would you continue spending billions to maintain a small fleet of exquisite warships like HMS Dragon, or would you slash their numbers to fund dozens of cheaper surface vessels to counter the reality of cheap swarm warfare? Leave your vote in the comments section below, choosing either Team Luxury or Team Practical, and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more deep dive defense analysis.